You're listening to the Couch Friends podcast with Crystal, Jenna, and Christy.
Hey, Couch Friends, welcome back. We took an unexpectedly very long hiatus. We did not intend to, but we thought we were going to come back in January. And then life just happened. Crystal's entire family got sick first. First. Me and my family got sick. Then my family got well, and I did not. And I was pretty much down and out for the entire month of January. Then Jana got sick.
I know.
And she was sick for a few weeks.
And
so
my
that
family
was
got
February.
sick after that.
Did you have the flu?
I think it was.
Yeah.
I think it was. But then we also got like a second something.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was terrible. But
Yeah.
you know what? I have to say, I know I had at least 3 people. You had people that have been like, where's the Couch Friends?
Yes.
Aw.
So
Yep.
we're back.
Yep.
We're back. We're here.
So,
we're
if you're listening, thanks for sticking with
Yes,
us. We are
yes.
back, and we're excited to be back. So we just missed kind of doing this. So we're just going to kind of catch up today. And, 3 months have gotten away from us already.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly don't know where the time has gone. But, besides just January, I was in bed all of January. So the beginning of the year is kind of like a big blur for me. Yeah, there's just been a lot going on. Crystal has had school. She's been very busy in school and, plus all the regular life stuff that we all have going on. So,
yeah, and we also in Florida here, we've got our spring break. So
we get to sleep in for the next
we get to
week.
sleep in. That was so nice. We started Friday. I was like, I don't have to set an alarm. Well, I do have to set an alarm for work, but I didn't have to set an alarm for 5:30.
I
It was
know.
great.
I know.
It was so nice.
I wish they could have coordinated spring break with daylight saving time.
Yes.
A little bit more. Yeah, like my daughter's school, they had daylight saving time and then 3 days of testing right after it. I was like,
Oh.
oh,
That's kind of
Did
rough.
Did anybody think
Yeah.
about that? Because
That's
the
rough.
week.
Yeah.
First of all, we all survived this past week,
We did.
Yeah.
but it gets hard.
Yes.
Like by Wednesday,
Yeah.
everybody's
Wait, what was that?
That was
Crystal?
my experience too. That was my experience too. I was
Yeah.
glad when you said that you kind of experienced the same thing because I was like,
like, even-
But
yeah,
it's 7:00 when it's bright out.
Yeah.
I love it. I
Yeah.
just love it.
yeah,
Me
I do
too.
too.
It's really nice. I was driving to one of my kids' practices the other day, and they moved to 6 now. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know. I felt like it was 4:00, but it was 6:00, and
Mhm.
I loved every minute of it. So
I know I keep
it's
forgetting
worth it.
to put my kids to bed because it feels like it's not the time that it is.
I know.
So I'm like, oh, it's already 8:00. We got to get ready for
Yeah.
bed. Oh my gosh. But it feels like, I don't know, 6, 7:00.
The one thing I am thankful for is the daylight at the end of the day.
Me too.
yes,
It doesn't really bother me about the beginning. I know some people are like, oh no, it's gonna be dark when I wake up. I actually like not driving.
Mhm.
Like squinting while
sun,
I'm driving
like, right
in
in
the
your
morning. So I'm
eyes.
like,
Yep.
oh, that's fine with me. But yeah, now that like me and Doggy like to take walks after dinner, and so I'm like,
Yes.
yay, our sunset
Yeah.
walks are back.
Yep.
Yay.
Biscuit's happy about that.
Yeah.
Speaking of Biscuit,
Yeah.
he's over there.
he's joined us today and he is
watching the
like,
cat.
zoned in on the cat.
Yeah, and Cooper is here as well. He's hiding.
And
He's-
poor Coop, look at
He's got his little
onesie.
It's not it technically is a surgery suit, but he didn't have surgery. He just had a little owie, so we had to
Aw.
put it on him to make him stop licking it. But he's almost
so
better.
cute.
But he loves it.
Looks like pajamas.
It's way better than the cone, the dog
Yes.
cone, which is terrible. I just hate those things. So, anyway,
this thing is
it's
cool.
a great alternative.
I had never seen this before, but this is. I mean, yeah, you never need a
He's
cone
like a
ever
little
again.
baby.
Yep. We
Yeah,
did
good
one
boy.
very similar, except for Biscuit, because the cone was not working. He could like
Maneuver
Yes,
around it.
He could
Yeah.
maneuver around it. And so we bought him the doggy PJs. Actually, we borrowed a pair from our neighbor, like emergency.
Mm-hmm.
And then I Amazoned it. And
Yep.
he had a pair of like little blue and white striped
Aw.
jammies. And that was the perfect thing
Cute.
because they Velcro in the area that, like when he had his neuter surgery.
Yeah.
They Velcro in the area so he can't get to it. And plus they look cozy
They
and stuff.
do.
So.
I know.
That's what I said. Cooper
Yeah.
looks like he's just like tight and cozy in it. You know how they just kind of like they like to be
Mhm.
secure.
Yeah. He likes
He
it.
looks nice in it.
Something else I was thinking about, though, that we have done since we've been off is we celebrated Christy's birthday.
Yay,
Finally!
Yeah.
That was,
Late.
Christy's birthday was in
It
January.
was in January, but
But-
I slept the entire day. I don't even remember my birthday. It was like, it didn't even happen. So
And then we had to reschedule, like,
3 or 4 times.
yes, because y'all know we go out with 2 other friends as well.
Mhm.
And so
Yeah, we finally went, what, 2 weeks ago?
I think it was February 22nd, and Christy's birthday is the beginning of January. So
Yeah, but hey.
But it was
better late than
fun.
never. It
we
was
went
fun.
to, where'd we go?
Columbia Restaurant.
Yes.
Yeah.
The original, I think, is in Tampa.
Okay.
And we have one in Celebration Disney area.
In the salad, the
1905.
1905 salad.
salad.
That's where it's at right there. It is
Yeah,
so
That is
good.
the best salad.
Do you know
So
when I was in Publix, they actually sell the dressing there. I didn't realize
They
it. One day I
do?
was like looking. I was actually looking for Greek dressing, and I was like, doo.
Oh my goodness. Did
Yeah.
you buy it?
I didn't because
Okay.
I wasn't in need of it. But
Yeah.
now I'm like logged, registered.
Have
I
to
wonder if
try
it's
it.
exactly the same flavor.
wonder.
You know what I mean?
Because you know they do the
'Cause-
Worcestershire sauce?
Yeah.
Worcester, Is
Yeah.
that how you say it? Worcestershire?
Yeah, you did.
Wait,
really good at that. That was
wait.
Good.
How did you say that?
Worcestershire. Wait.
Worc-
now I'm feeling
Worcestershire.
pressure. Worcestershire. No. Worcestershire.
Okay, now y'all know I'm from Georgia, but I say Worcestershire.
Wait,
what did you say? Worcestershire? Worcestershire.
How do you say it?
Okay, let me think about this. I say it.
She said Worcestershire.
I know
Which
it's an
is
iron, not
how
a
It's spelled. I mean,
Well,
that
of
is how
course.
it's spelled.
Actually, wait a second. I might say Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
That's even weirder.
Worcestershire. Wait, I think I say Worcestershire. I do not say Worcestershire.
This is where I bring out the Google, and I'd be like, Google, pronounce.
All right, couch friends, help us out.
How do you pronounce it?
How do you pronounce Worcestershire?
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire or Worcestershire? Tell us.
Or what? Or
Crystal, what do you
Worcester.
say?
I don't say it.
What do you mean?
I'm just like, let me go get that sauce.
Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire.
Yeah.
Worcestershire. I think that's.
I don't know
think
about all
that's
that. Worcestershire.
I don't
find
really in
out.
my life find the need to say that word. Nobody else in my house cares.
I could call it anything, and my kids would be like, "Oh, okay." Yeah.
The only thing
That is hilarious.
the only thing I use it for that I make recently is those hot ham and cheese sliders where you do
Ooh.
the Hawaiian buns with the ham and the cheese, and then you make the dressing on the top, like a butter, mustard, Worcestershire.
See,
I
sheer.
said it. Okay, that's how I must say it.
Okay.
Worcestershire, and then I like you mix that all up and you like pour it all over the top, and then I do the bagel seasoning, and then you cook it.
That
For like 30
sounds
minutes.
So good.
Is that the
And-
one they use the Hawaiian rolls for?
Yes.
I've seen
Yeah,
that.
I have too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
Never tried it, but I've seen it.
Yeah.
I put it on burgers when I cook burgers.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah.
very-
We have a
Makes them very
family
good.
recipe where my mom has always made homemade Chex Mix.
Yeah.
And we use it then. And then we also have a marinade that we use it in.
Yeah.
That sounds
We always
good.
have to get the glass bottle one, though. The glass bottle with
Oh,
the little
yes.
paper, like the
Yes,
real deal,
That's the
right?
real one.
Yeah.
That's the one I get too.
I guess Cooper's going to just...
Take
like
his
that.
back to everybody.
He's holding
just-
him like a little baby.
He's just,
He
I'm
is a
just
little
taking
baby.
a night-night.
He's a little baby.
Anyway.
Aw.
But yeah, so we had a great time at Christy's birthday.
Yeah.
We ended up staying forever till like close
Yeah.
almost, didn't we?
We were the
Yep.
second to last people. We thought we were the last people in there, and we left, and there was somebody else. We were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay." We don't feel so bad because they were like cleaning up the tables. I
It
don't
was
know. They
really
hadn't turned
nice
the
that
lights
they
out
didn't
yet,
kick
but
us out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They didn't.
they didn't.
We were kind of like,
But we kind of got the feeling like
oh,
maybe they
Maybe
do
we
want
should
Our
us
waitress
to
was like,
go.
can I have your little booklets? Because I'm going home. So I'm not sure what you're doing. But it was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so something else that kind of went on in the little hiatus we were in was, I turned 40 last year. And so my good friends here have been encouraging me to, Jana, it's that time that you get to get your mammogram.
Mhm.
And I was kind of like, oh, yeah. Yep, I'll do that. Brush them off. Oh, my insurance is going to change. Probably have to wait till January.
Yeah,
Brush
she
them off.
wasn't going to do it.
I wasn't going to do it. I wanted to, but I didn't want to.
Don't lie, you didn't.
No, I didn't want to.
Nobody wants to.
No.
Nobody wants to. It's
But
not
I
fun.
did go. I finally went. It was in February. And it was a little roller coaster of an experience, but everything's fine. And it was just kind of a reminder out there for you too, that it is important to go and get yourself checked out and make sure everything's okay, and stay up on I have another friend that told me, she said, okay, so when you're there, go ahead and make your one for 2026.
Yep.
Haven't done that yet, but I'm gonna.
Yep. I'm gonna hold you to that.
I'm going to. Yeah, I will. And it wasn't traumatic or anything like that, as far as like the actual mammogram, which, you always get nervous. It wasn't terrible, but I did it, and I'm glad I did it, and I learned a lot how important it is to go, and
now you have a good baseline.
Have a good baseline,
next
and-
time.
Yep.
Hopefully it'll be a little bit less.
Less crazy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Hopefully we'll just be rocking and rolling next February.
In and out.
Yep. So
That's
I
what
did
you
that.
hope for. Yep.
But
I don't think the actual procedure is uncomfortable. Like, I know before I ever had one, everybody talked about how, like, oh my gosh, it's so painful. And like, I don't know, personally, I don't think it hurts. It's just like maybe a little bit uncomfortable for a few seconds. But I mean, it's so short lived. And I think the worst part is just the anticipation of, okay, is everything going to be okay? Or, are they going to order extra tests or something like that? I mean, because that's always a possibility. But yeah, I think as far as the procedure itself, easy,
Yep.
pretty painless.
But yeah, I would say it definitely was. I mean, like you said, it wasn't painful.
No.
Was it something I want to do every day, all day? No.
No.
But it was a little bit uncomfortable,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it wasn't terrible.
Right.
No.
I mean, you're in some
No.
awkward positions, but I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it was interesting. The lady, the technician, I guess your technician, what do you call her?
Yeah.
Who was helping me. She was very nice. She kind of said, she goes, I said, so come back in a year? And she's like, yep. She goes, don't quote me on this, but she basically said, yep, breast cancer can show up even within 6 months. Like it can,
Yeah.
your things can change. And I was like, wow, you know, like, and so
Very
it
important.
just kind of was a good thing. Like, oh, yep, you got to do that because anything can.
very important. Yep.
So yeah, I did that. And
So anybody out there who is due for one, make your appointment. Just
Crystal,
go and take care of yourself, Crystal.
I've had one, but I do need to, like, when I actually had one scheduled, but that was the day that the hurricane, was it?
Oh.
Whichever one came closer. Milton. I think it was Hurricane
Oh,
Milton.
yep. Yep.
Came, and so they
Canceled.
canceled it, and I just didn't reschedule.
Got to reschedule.
So,
Yep.
So now we have to get on to Crystal.
Yes, and when I had my initial scans done, they did like the full thing, like where I had the press, but I also had the ultrasound.
Yeah.
And I think the thing that I found the most fascinating was that like they were sending my scans like immediately to somebody, a doctor or somebody who was like looking at them to see, no, take this one over again, or like,
Oh, that's nice.
yeah, it was really, I thought, oh, I'm gonna have to wait days to know or something.
Yeah.
But they were just like, no, everything looks fine. We got everything we needed. And
That's
they were like
nice.
sending them in between the ultrasound and the press
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, because it's not fun to wait, to go home and
No.
wait. But
That's what I learned. That waiting
Mm-hmm.
was probably the worst part of it all.
Mm-hmm.
The waiting and then having to go back again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was rough.
That's the nerve-wracking
that
part.
was rough. Yeah.
If there's something I've learned, though, I think more people than not, I think that I know have, where they have to come back and have additional testing. I mean, I know that's happened to me so many times, or they have to have like an ultrasound in conjunction with the mammogram, which I have to do every single time now too. So, I mean, nothing to be scared of. Like, I think that's pretty common,
Yeah.
at least from the
And I
people
guess you
know.
view it as at least they're being extra cautious. Like
Yeah.
you want them to
Yeah.
make
Be
sure.
thorough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yep. Well, good. I'm so glad you got it. You're here.
yes. Crystal's up next.
Yes. Now I'm like, oh,
Yeah, you go.
Gotta do
It's you make that appointment tomorrow.
Christy will be
Monday
texting
morning.
you.
I know. That would probably be good if I
I'll
have like
remind
somebody who's
you.
like, bing, poke, poke.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Because my doctor's office scheduled it for me before, and now I'm like, oh man, it's up to
Now
me.
it's up to you. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Very important. Don't forget about taking care of yourself so you can take care of others. Yeah.
Yeah.
What else has been going on? Crystal, we'd mentioned kind of you've been in school.
Yeah.
Crazy with school.
Yeah, that's really all I've been up to. I just like the way my school is orchestrated. I have one class that's going all 16 weeks during the spring, but then I have 2 other classes that are like mini semesters. So I just finished up one 8-week course, and I'm getting ready to start another 8-week course. But this semester has been really fun, I think.
Yeah.
Like my last class that I just finished was a lot of work. I was actually when I looked at the syllabus and read through it, I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, I'm never gonna like see people for the next 8 weeks. I really was like, I'm gonna have to be working on when I was thinking about going into school, I was like, okay, here's my time that I budgeted. And I budgeted like a pretty good fair amount of time to be in, and for the most part in the fall that worked out. I didn't have to do a lot of extra stuff on the weekends, but this semester I was like, well, I guess I'm writing a paper like this. Like it was a lot. Like I wrote 3 10+ page papers.
I was going to say, I know at least
PowerPoint
when you talked about
presentation
the 10 page. Wow.
with the reading, and I mean lots of reading and all that. But I will tell you, like, I was really nervous about it in the beginning and a little overwhelmed because it's a lot of information. It was a multicultural class.
Okay.
So it was very overwhelming in the beginning, but like I just ended up loving it.
Good.
I really, really loved it. Now I've gotten into the past couple of weeks, I've gotten into so many conversations about like culture and like how it affects people and what it means to people. And it's like made me more aware like of how to talk to other people. And I don't know, maybe we can talk about like our heritage sometime soon, but like, obviously you can tell from my skin color, I identify as white. And, for me, it was never talked about. Like when we were growing up, I don't know where I came from or like, where my, relatives were, like where they immigrated from, because everybody in America has immigrated from somewhere at some point. Well, I shouldn't say everybody, but a vast majority of people and so I had time to explore that, and it really profoundly affected me. I was like, oh my gosh,
wow,
I do. Yeah. So, and then I also got to immerse myself in the Pakistani culture. I contacted a good friend who just was really so sweet. She like helped me out so much, and we talked about just like, I've known her for years, and she shared some stories with me that just broke my heart about how, she's fully American, like born here, raised here, just like me. And some of the stories she shared me about the discrimination that she's experienced, I just was like, wow,
wow, like things you didn't even know.
Yeah, things
about
I didn't
her
know
before.
about her until we sat down and I actually specifically addressed, tell me about this. Like I don't think it's something you necessarily think to ask people.
Right.
Of course.
So,
yeah.
So it was really, I really, really loved it. Like I loved that class, and it taught me a lot, even as I think about going into like my future career. Where do I want to focus? And I'm like, I just loved it so much. Like I definitely want to have an emphasis on multiculturalism and like really trying to understand where people have come from, where their values, beliefs, and worldview and all of that, how that shapes them. Because it really
does,
it
I'm sure.
really does.
Makes a huge
It really
impact.
does.
Yep. And I think as you learn more about that, things can make more sense, right? Like you're like, oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yep.
It's very eye-opening.
Yes.
It's very cool.
It was.
Very
even,
cool.
Yeah. Even for me, I was like, I knew that about myself, but I didn't know it. And now I know where the origins of how certain ways I think.
Yeah. Gives you like a little piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And this is a funny little tidbit. I was talking to one of my other friends just this past week, and I was telling her the same thing I'm telling you. And she was like, yeah, I'm German American, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, I just have this weird craving for sauerkraut. And I'm like, exactly. like, where does that come?
That's
You
so
know, it was she cracked me up. Like, I thought that was just like a funny, yet very like valid. Like, why do we do the things we do sometimes? Why do we want certain things?
Yeah.
Like, why? And I think it's not just, it's because that's how I was raised when I was little.
Mm-hmm.
It can go back to like centuries.
The nature.
Yes. Of your people group.
That's
I don't
so
know. It's it
interesting.
really is. So
I can
anyways,
see
we can
how-
talk about that more later on.
Yeah, I can see how that would be an interesting class.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was really fun.
It's so nice. It's so funny when classes like that surprise you. I know, I remember in college there were classes like that I was like, this is gonna be horrible, and then that ended up like being
One of
my
your
favorite classes.
things.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, that's a nice surprise.
Yeah,
Very
it was.
cool.
So I'm excited. I feel like this semester has been like core things that I've been waiting to learn. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm learning them like right now. So yay.
And if anybody doesn't know what you are going to be, like, what's your degree going to be in?
Yes.
What is your degree?
Yeah, I'm studying clinical mental health counseling. So eventually, after I finish, one of our professors was like, shoot, we call it an internship, but it's really a residency.
Yeah.
Like once I finish my accruing hours and all the things, I will be a licensed mental health counselor in the state of Florida. And then because we have a counseling compact with other states, I'm able to also work with people in certain other states.
Oh, I didn't know
as well.
that.
Yeah.
And Crystal will
Wow.
be fantastic.
Yes, she will.
Aw, thank
Yeah.
you.
Crystal's already kind of our
She's like our
go-to.
in-house therapist.
She is. She really is.
Yeah.
There's no joke about that.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
So
just
she
a
will be
very
fantastic.
natural thing
Yeah.
Aw,
for you to
Yep.
do. So, yeah.
thank
Very
you.
exciting.
Our in-house therapist.
It's true.
Yeah. If you don't have a couch friend in-house therapist, you
Gotta
gotta
get you one.
Oh,
Gotta
yeah,
get
for
you one.
sure.
If you don't have a Crystal in your group.
Or you can ask Crystal questions.
Yeah.
She's very good
Yeah,
at
she's
like
really good.
analyzing and like
Yeah.
It's funny
making
'cause
sense of things.
in the group chat that we have with a couple other friends that we do all of our like birthday celebrations with. It's funny because like somebody will ask, like if we're all having a bad day or I don't know, something with one of our kids or just normal life struggles that we all deal with. Somebody will ask and I'll send out like some, not great response because I'm like, I don't know.
That's not true.
Christy will send something. Hers is usually pretty good. The other ones will write something. And then Crystal will send like, boom. And
Yeah.
it's like,
She puts us all
all
to shame.
right. Well, there you
We
go.
should just-
See?
Just let Crystal
We should've
answer
just
first.
let her answer first. Crystal should just answer first.
though. It's true.
Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's got great insight.
We're always like, you better send her like $10 for that. Because we joke. But I mean, it's
Yeah.
true. It's
Yeah.
true. Crystal definitely has a gift with that.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
Aw,
it'll be a great career.
thank you.
Yep.
Biscuit agrees. You can come over here.
Buddy,
Come here.
come here.
Come.
I think he's like, no, I'm telling you to come here.
Uh-huh.
Or maybe it's
There you go.
What's wrong?
Look, Duke's
hello.
like,
I'm gonna face off.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
How's sports going?
Sports are going well. We're back in where it's kind of like the main season. So the AAU, the travel soccer, travel basketball. Well, my daughter at one point was on 3 basketball teams.
Wow.
I know,
That's
right?
a lot.
3 teams at one time, so that was a lot. But 2 have since ended, and now we're focused on the 1. But which is probably a good thing because it's going to be a lot. But yeah, it's great. It's my life, and I'm glad to have it, and I'm glad to have my kids that's what they enjoy, and that I can be there for them. So yeah, it's just it's funny because there's a group of ladies with my church that often go out just like a once a month kind of a standard thing, different places, different like hey, we're gonna meet at X restaurant for dinner on this Thursday. It's usually on Thursdays, and I'm never able to go, and I always feel bad. It's not that I don't want to go. I want to be there. It's just like, well, I know I'm going to be at one of the 2 practices
Right.
or dropping one off and then getting the other one. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
So, but then I just kind of, one day I was driving to one of the practices and I was like, when am I ever going to get a chance to go and do that, you know? And then I had this thought that just came to me that said, Jana, this is just the season of your life right now. Like that season's going to end sooner than I think, probably.
And you'll
right?
probably miss it.
And I'll miss it. And that's just where I'm at. And I'm like, it's okay. It's not a bad thing. It's just, it can be crazy, but it's okay. It's just what we do right now. And
when you look at it in the big picture, really, I mean, 4 years left with both of them.
Yep.
And then, you know, who knows after that, but and 4 years goes so fast.
I mean, I know it's crazy. This school year alone has flown by. I mean, we're almost done with it. So go back last quarter. So it just kind of was one of those things. But sometimes, you know, you get stuck in the craziness, and sometimes it's good to reset and think about your priorities too. Because there's some things that I don't prioritize because I'm going with those things, and there's other important things too. So
that's so. I mean, you don't feel like you can ever like. Do you feel like you ever catch up on everything, or like you ever can do it all?
No.
Okay, because I don't either.
No.
I feel like I'm
Does
always
anyone?
trying to. I mean, well, I strive to, and then I don't, and then I feel bad about the fact that I can't.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's always something to do or be done.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. And some things have to be neglected in order to accomplish the other things. So I guess, it's really about priorities. But that's.
But we are definitely in the thick of it now. We're in the thick of the seasons. Both seasons of both sports are now. So, but that's okay. And I enjoy it. I enjoy watching my kids grow. I've talked about this before. I'm sure anybody that's, even if your child's not in a sport, whatever they're in, that they are progressing in, it's
a joy to watch.
It is. I'm thankful for it, and it's a joy to watch them and see them grow, and you know, be disciplined and disciplined in in my kids' situations, their practice, and then it paying off for them.
Right.
Like that is extremely rewarding for me as a mother.
Yeah.
And I think any mother out there, whatever your child is in, would agree with that.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
Whatever they put a lot of effort into, and then
and you watch the growth.
It's like, why wouldn't that be fun? Yeah, I mean, I don't get to go to all the activities all the time.
But you will.
I will one day.
There'll be a day where you can do whatever you want, and you'll miss
and then
them,
I'll be bored.
You'll miss it, right?
Yeah.
Then I'll be bored.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's all good.
Yep.
Yeah.
I try to remind myself that too when I'm feeling like I never get to do anything other than like what I have to do. Like someday nobody's gonna need me for anything.
Right.
Yep.
And then what am I gonna do?
Yep. She doesn't live here or anything, but we've kept in close contact over the years that we've known each other. And I had just a text conversation with her recently, and we were talking about as our kids get older and, you know, move on, whether it's college, work, whatever it is they do outside of the house as they move on and become adults, right? And we were kind of talking about, well, like, what is my purpose going to be?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I sensed some, you know, it's one of those things where you could just type, but you don't really, it kind of just came out. I said, you're always going to be their mother. That's not going to change.
Yeah.
They're always going to need you.
Yeah.
Right?
It'll
Like,
just be different.
that's
and
your
it'll
just be different.
on a different level.
Yep, different level, but you're always going to they're always going to need you, and you're going to need them, and it'll just be a little bit different. And
Until they get married, and then
well, we can all hope for the best. I mean,
then it's really different. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's something that, I mean, you really have to think about. Like, Crystal, you have one that's already out of the house.
Yep. Oh, I'll tell you a little story about this week. So I'm actually really super proud of him. He has a tougher course load this semester, and he's doing pretty good at like managing it, especially with the he's taking calc, and so his I swear that this class is to weed out
Could be.
the people who are like not super 100% serious about doing math oriented careers, because it's hard. It's really hard. But he's doing really well. Like, he got a really good grade on an exam this week that he was really happy about. I'm just so proud of him. Like, you know, I think they've had 3 exams. 2 of them have gone well and 1 didn't. And he didn't let it discourage him. Like, he was like, I'm going to keep studying. I'm going to find out like what I did wrong or how I can study different.
That's great.
But the great thing about math is it's not writing.
Yeah.
He'll write math formulas all day long in a notebook. But when it comes to like paper writing, because he has an English comp class too, and he's actually a really great writer. Like, I'm so proud of what he's been able to accomplish, like even like through his high school. And he has all the skills, but it's just a huge source of anxiety for him.
It's not his thing.
And I did get a call last week. I didn't get to say goodbye to you when I left. And I'm just really anxious about this assignment. I don't know what I'm doing. And I just I wish I could have just hugged you.
Aww.
And I was like,
oh my goodness.
and then he was like, can you stop by campus tomorrow?
Aww.
And I was like, no. No, I can't, buddy. But I was like, look it. You know, you've already done this. You know how to do this skill, this skill, this skill, and this skill. You've already done it before. You were fabulous at doing it. And there's nothing new except for the style of writing that you're working on right now. And if you really don't understand that, go talk to your professor. He's like, I know. I'm like, you got this. It's okay. And so it was like, I couldn't hug him in the moment. And I wasn't face to face to encourage him. But it was like, he still called me because in that moment, he's like, I need you. Like, I need you.
I know, I was going to start crying over here. I need my mama
too.
He was like, I'm not like full panic mode, Mom, but I just really wish you could be here with me right now. And I was like, okay, I get it. I'm so sorry. So, you know, but at the same time, it's those things that's like, you got to do this.
Yeah.
You can do it. You can do this on your own.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, and I'm here to give you the little pep talk.
And that's probably what he needed.
Yeah.
That's what he needed to hear from you. Yeah.
So
okay, that's encouraging. So even when they leave for college,
I think even more so as soon as they start their adulthood, they're like, oh crap.
Yeah.
Like, this is harder than I thought it was going to be. Yep. And they will come when they really need you. They will.
I mean, I'm 40 years old and I still do that.
Yeah. Yep.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, that's your lifelong purpose if you're a mom.
Yep.
It'll just change in how the dynamics will just change. But okay, well, that's good to hear.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
And then they say when you have grandbabies,
then
it's just the cherry
on top. That's even better.
Yeah. One day, Crystal, you'll be first.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
Well, we're excited to get back into things and get recording more podcasts. It's really been.
I've missed it.
It wasn't a planned hiatus. It just happened. And you know, I think a lot of people have struggled with sicknesses this winter. I mean, there's been a lot of people that I've talked to. They're like, it's just been a rough winter as far as all the different strains of flu, the colds, the unknown, all the things. So
I just messaged somebody today who has the flu, like their whole family. I'm like, it's still going.
That's crazy.
Well, I mean, we've had strep in our house twice since the beginning of the year.
Wow.
Well, and since January. Like, that wasn't even January. That was like since January. I mean, it's just been like one thing after another. So
I know. And then the kids going back to school after the break, it just was bringing home, and then we all shared it. And so we're excited. We're excited to
be healthy, for one.
Be healthy, to be here on the couch, to be back with you guys. And like I said, I know I've had a few people, and I think y'all have had a few people that have been excited asking us where we were. So we're here, and
we'll still be here.
Yep.
Yeah. Let us know how you pronounce
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
3 totally different ways. Which one is correct?
I know. But this is fun. So
if there's anything you want us to talk about here, leave us a comment.
And if you want any therapy advice from Crystal, drop your questions in the comment section.
Seriously, you'll get a good answer.
I have to practice my as your therapist, but as your friend.
That's true.
But don't forget, we're on TikTok, Instagram.
Yep. You can
Facebook.
watch on YouTube.
So until next time, thanks for joining us on the couch,
Yes.
friends.
Bye.
Bye.